Well, the Gloucester County Commonwealth's attorney calls it the worst case of child neglect he's ever seen.
We are learning new details about a 6-year-old kept in a cage, so malnourished she weighed only 16 pounds. 10 on your side's Andy Fox was in court today. It's hard to imagine this, Andy, as we go on.
The word is heartbreaking. These are the Gores, Shannon and Brian Gore. They face first-degree murder charges, attempted capital murder of a juvenile, and felony child neglect charges, which, if convicted of all this, will put the Gores behind bars for the rest of their lives. 29-year-old Brian Scott Gore entered to get a court-appointed attorney. He did not ask for bond. He tells the judge he's basically broke and claims he jointly owns this mobile home with his wife Shannon. Shannon Gore did not appear in court and has hired noted Hampton attorney Ron Smith to defend her.
We have to tell our story in front of a jury, so I can't tell you our story yet, but believe me, there's two sides of this story.
Part of the story is Brian Gore telling detectives where they can find the remains of one of their children that was buried sometime during 2007. Indeed, the detectives found the remains in a wooden box. And for that, the Gores are charged with first-degree murder, along with felony child neglect.
We're waiting on autopsy. I mean, when you've got a body that's that desiccated, the ME's office has its work cut out for it. So we're waiting to see what they can tell us.
Commonwealth's attorney Bob Hicks says he may be adding more charges or fine-tuning them, but it is clear he is weaving a complicated and emotionally charged story.
How, Mr. Hicks, outraged are you with what you have read?
You haven't seen the pictures. If you saw the pictures, you would cry. You would cry.
Brian Gore admits turning his 6-year-old daughter's crib into a cave where she stayed for most of the last year. She could not walk when investigators found her in the cage last Thursday. Brian Gore says the 6-year-old would be fed one Pop-Tart in the morning and one in the evening. Today, she only weighs 16 pounds.
Her condition yesterday was she's still in intensive care. Condition is guarded, whatever that means. I think that's better than critical, but not quite fair.
The Gore's 1-month-old son is in foster care and did not require hospitalization.
Oh, everybody who has had a piece of this case is. The office, and our officers, they're coming off a tornado duty and then having to deal with something like this. It's really rocked our community.
Really rocked the community. The investigators and prosecutor in this case are working on the assumption the daughter was born in November of 2004, which makes her 6 years old. Believe it or not, the Gores could not give an accurate birth date. Here's what happens next. The Gores have a preliminary hearing August 2nd in Juvenile Domestic Relations Court. The charges will then go to a grand jury. If indictments are handed down, then the case will be transferred to circuit court because the charges are felonies. I'm Andy Fox, 10 on your side.
Only imagine what this is doing to many in the community, and we've gotten a lot of phone calls and emails from many of you who want to help. There are many children like the Gore children, victims of abuse, and if you would like to help abused children, you could send contributions to the CHKD Child Abuse Program. Their address, P.O. Box 2156, Norfolk 23507, and their phone numbers listed here as well at 757-668-7070. We're going to repeat this information for you later on in the newscast. It's also posted on wavy.com.